Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the great artist, the American artist, Dean Mitchell. Dean, come on up and say hello.
Well, welcome to the show. Lynn is really something here. I certainly can't top Lynn, but I certainly want to welcome you to the gallery and to thank all of you for coming out and viewing the work. And I know there's quite a few who have collected my work and is continuing to collect it, and I deeply appreciate it. I love what I do, and I'm hoping that I can continue to touch and move people toward a better understanding of humanity and the world we live in, the modern world, which is a very complex world. And now that I have children of my own, I'm even more passionate about what I do and the message behind the work and my efforts. But I do know for certain, if nothing else, art bridges all kinds of differences. And I think if we can learn that as a human race, there would be no more wars. There would be no more. I mean, I think war is just a horrible thing. And I think that art and learning more about one another can bridge all those differences. And I'm hoping that we only have one planet. And there's only one race, and that is the human race. That's the way I was raised, even though I was raised in the segregated South. Even though I was raised in the segregated South. People bring their own baggage and fears, and the most thing that holds us back from progress is usually our own personal fears. But if we can learn to leave those fears behind and be open, particularly through the arts, we can bridge a lot of differences and build a better world and a better future for our children. So, and this is why I do work that is challenging sometimes to our sensibility, to shock us into recognizing what we are doing to our surroundings and to also recognize those who are less fortunate. Because if there are those who are less fortunate, it makes us less fortunate. And for those who are more fortunate, it makes us more open to understand the sensibility of the space in which they occupy, which is really what the Pima Maricopa reservations are about. It's more than just about poverty in the physical world. It's more about a psychological poverty that is deeper than the physical world that we occupy. When you're deprived emotionally, psychologically, that's a deeper pain than the physical. And I have learned a lot more about poverty since I've been married. I grew up poor, but my wife grew up impoverished in a different way. And I have witnessed the pain through my own life. So it has resurged me to be more passionate about doing work that, yes, show you beauty in the haunting and show you beauty in the trapped and showing you beauty, and there's beauty in everything. But there is a certain kind of energy that can also destroy people. And we have to be sensitive to that. And I think that the more I've learned about art, the more I connect to all kinds of people through their culture, through their language, through the materials that they use. And I think that through writing and art and architecture and all these different conversations I've had with some of the collectors, and people who have traveled the world and seen different things. I myself, I've been very, very fortunate to have dealers like Mr. Cutter and people in the past who've helped me. Believe it or not, it will help me educate my children about the world that they're coming into. And the more we can do that, the better we'll become as a human race, the better off we'll be. I'm just hoping, and I definitely want to thank people who support my work and who support this gallery. This is a family-owned business. And I'm very sensitive to anybody who puts their heart and soul into their business. And these people put their heart and soul in their business. And when I see people put their heart and soul in their business, you can bet they're going to get the best of Dean Mitchell. So I love this family, and I want you to support them. And anyway, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I told you there was a switch. You just saw that. You just saw exactly what I see. And I've had the pleasure of making phone calls to Dean. And occasionally I've had a glass of wine. I just had one here while you were talking. By the way, you went a little over your limit, but so did I. But you know, we've chatted on the phone, we've talked about where the world of fine art is, and what it is currently, and what it's going to be. And you know what I've learned about you? Not only are you a humorist, you are a funny guy. You are, that first night, you just, everybody predicted, well, his personality and my personality, they'll never get along. The opposite is true. And the conversations that we've had, I found out you're an optimist. And it takes one to know one. I'm an optimist. I think your work is worthy of the greatest collections in this country. One of my missions, by the way, did you know it's my birthday tomorrow?
Yes.
Don't start singing. No way, Jose. One of my missions is to tell as many people as I can and expose them to the incredible work that you do. It's stunningly beautiful. It's perfection. You are a serious, serious artist. And to that, I'd like to ask, we have a surprise for you. I think the surprise is out of the bag, but Cheryl Fletcher Kuhn is from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, actually, I'm from south of Chicago. But
Let's not, look, the storyline that I'm going to use is,
whatever you say.
well, her husband Russell is here. There's Russell. He and I were in the Navy about the same time, and we did about the same thing, and we're both blessed with beautiful women and beautiful wives and beautiful lives. So, Russell, thank you for being here. But I'm going to give you the microphone, and you have a couple of surprises for the amazing Dean Mitchell.
I do.
And what is there for me?
Not a darn thing. How exciting to be here. I want to thank Len and the Cutter and Cutter family for having us here. I'm here on behalf of the Transparent Watercolor Society of America. We are one of the top, I consider the top, but we are one of the top watercolor societies in North America. I have two honors to bestow upon Mr. Mitchell this evening. The first one is the top honor. Every year, Transparent Watercolor Society is able to hold an exhibition, and we celebrate excellence in watercolor. We are able to award in between $20,000 and $24,000 in awards, thanks to some generous donors to these watercolorists. From almost 800 entries this year, the top award was given by our awards juror, Frank Eber, to Buffalo Soldier by artist Dean Mitchell. TWSA's top award, the 2016 Skyledge Award. Now, I was not able to get the check here. I'm sorry, it's in the mail. I know you've heard that before. Honestly, it's in the mail. However, I was able to get first print of our exhibition catalog.
First of all, I want to thank the TWSA for this honor, and also to tell my friends and colleagues and also the juror, I thank you for the award. I also want to thank all the sponsors for the competition and the museum for hosting the exhibition. But most of all, I realize that this is a highly competitive show, and the show is always just incredible. The amount of artists who send their work in and the excellence, it's just, I'm just humbled, and I'm very deeply, deeply grateful for it. And I certainly regret my inability to attend, but know that my heart is there, and know that I deeply appreciate being amongst all the artists who are in the show. And I look forward to being a part of it hopefully next year. But anyway, I so much appreciate it. Thank you.
This year is TWSA's 40th anniversary, and the board of directors at the beginning of this year made the decision to honor all artists who have received acceptance in 20 or more of the 40 shows that we've held over the years. Only 5 artists have accomplished this feat. Kent Addison out of St. Louis, Missouri. Mark Mahaffey out of Michigan. John Salmonen out of Minnesota. and Chen Ki Chi out of Minnesota. But in the middle of that, Dean Mitchell has accomplished 26 acceptances. So, our first class of distinguished masters. There are 5, and one of them is Dean Mitchell. And let me get you that.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow, what an honor. First of all, I again want to thank TWSA, and also too to all of my other colleagues who are also was given this award. It's nice to be amongst such great artists, and I am certainly appreciative, and thank you. Just thank you.
And now, Joe and Pat, you can continue.